Speaking of Burnout, time for a review of Anarbor's new record, Burnout, out June 4th. Since that's already passed, I still wanted to review this record, maybe pass along the word to you guys, and maybe you'll check it out. The album is actually streaming on the Hopeless Records YouTube channel, so I will link that in the description below if you would like to hear the album. I see this album as a step up for the band, most prominently in the songwriting and definitely some of the guitar and bass work, even the drumming. I think everyone all around has stepped up their game a little bit. Some songs don't feel quite as great as others, but I like the fact that they can mix it up so much on this record. You get the grittier songs like Whiskey and Hell and I Don't Love You Anymore, and then you can change over to the pop side of things with like 18 and Every High Has a Come Down, and then you get the more reflective and introspective personal songs like Damage I've Done and Take My Pain Away. And I definitely see this record as a whole as something that actually fits the album title, Burnout. You don't exactly know where you're going in life, what exactly is going on, and you're just talking about things that are going on in your life. And I see these songs as pretty much everything something someone their age could go through. They take on these themes seriously at times, like Damage I've Done, and then you've got the funnier and lighter side of things with 18. 18 is probably the catchiest song the band has done to date, and they're very open about it being pop. They know it, and they've acknowledged it. 18 I find hilarious. The first time I heard this song I was actually laughing out loud at some of the lines that are delivered on this track. Overall, this album benefits from incredibly catchy hooks at times, from well-played guitars that are actually really enjoyable and melodic to listen to, and they've definitely not strayed from their pop rock roots. They've definitely got some pop punk influenced tracks, some more polished rock tracks, and the more grittier and darker tracks I was talking about as well. A lot of these you can tell are definitely, personal experiences like I Hate You So Much and Take My Pain Away and I Don't Love You Anymore. These tracks definitely feel like they're, talking about someone in specific, something that happened, and that's what makes the band so much more relatable. Damage I've Done is one of my favorite tracks that the band has ever done, for sure. Probably my overall favorite from the band, if not one of my favorite tracks from the past few years from any band, really, because of the fact that I can relate to it so much. The lyrics on this song are incredibly well crafted. I relate to them because I feel like, singing along, I wish I knew what the world had in store for me in all my life. I don't want to live a day past 29. All of those things add up to make this amazing song. It's got this great bass line that just flows so well throughout this song. And of course, the guitar chords are just well structured. Everything about this song works. There are songs that don't work quite as well. It's a Fact is one that I just see kind of being more middle of the road rock. Nothing that doesn't really do anything to kind of stand out from the rest of the pack, especially on this album that's full of, a lot of solid tunes. The bonus tracks, What He Don't Know and Before the World Ends, those are kind of generic as well, although I am enjoying Before the World Ends. It's definitely kind of a sleazy song talking about a guy just basically using the end of the world as an excuse to buy you a drink and maybe take you home. Rock to My Roll gets kind of cheesy. It's the closer for the standard edition of the album, and I have to say it's kind of peppy and enjoyable, but at the same time it's kind of cliche, so I'm on the fence on this one. Every High Has a Come Down starts off this record right. It's really catchy. It's got this solid loopy guitar that really reels you in from the start, and I'm definitely enjoying this. That with Damage I've Done in 18, followed by Whiskey and Hell, that starts off the record with 4 great songs right in a row right there. Whiskey and Hell has been around for quite a while. The band's been playing it live. There's been some other grittier versions, I would say, and this one is a little bit more polished, but I still feel like it's got that grittier side and one of the darker and heavier songs on the record. Who Can Save Me Now definitely has those poppier guitars, but they're still really fun to listen to, and it's what Anarbor has always kind of been about. They've been on the poppier side of rock, and they're doing it yet again. Just overall, this album has a great alternative feel to it, and like I said, it benefits from all the catchiness that's out there. I would have liked to have seen a little bit more slower side of things on the actual record instead of just like the acoustic tracks on the deluxe edition. I miss songs like Useless off of The Words You Don't Swallow. That song right there is just so powerful, and we don't really see anything like that here on Burnout, so I feel like that's missing. That was the most amazing closing to a record that I had heard in quite some time. one of my favorite tracks of all time, I would say probably in my top 200 right there. So I'm definitely missing tracks like that here on Burnout, but it actually does live up to its album title name, so I'm really excited about that. Overall, there are songs that just don't quite work for me though. It's a Fact, Rock to My Roll, What He Don't Know, those are examples of tracks that don't work for me really, and Who Can Save Me Now, while still catchy, is something that I know I'm mostly digging musically more so than lyrically. I am enjoying songs like Freaks. I like the synth action we get on there. You don't hear that too much throughout the record, but you might find that here and on tracks like 18 and Damage I've Done, two of my other favorites right there. And of course, I Don't Love You Anymore, I Hate You So Much, and Whiskey in Hell. That rounds out my favorites right there. Overall, I am enjoying this record, but I wouldn't say that it has an incredibly high replay factor. I don't think that there's going to be a ton of tracks that I'm going to be listening to too far off into the future. So it's a 3.5 out of 5 for me. I'd love to hear what you guys thought about this record. Please let me know in the comments section down below. Hopeless Records has a ton of great bands on there, and I'm excited for everything that's going on there. If you haven't heard, Yellow Card's coming out with Ocean Avenue 10th anniversary acoustic record in August. So if you'd like to check that out, I'll put a link to that in the description down below as well. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and the review. I will see you guys very soon. I'm trying to get to the main Forever Halloween, Jimmy Eat World's Damage, and so many other records this month, so make sure you subscribe. You don't want to miss out. And if you want to check out the channel, they've upgraded every one of these new channel designs, which I'm not really a fan of, but if you'd like, I threw some playlists together over there, and you can see them all on the channel now pretty easily, so check that out, and of course check out all the links to my stuff in the description down below. Thanks for watching, guys.